Happy New Year there, Bacon Heads. Welcome to another episode of Bacon on the Rocks. Happy New Year, guys. Oh, look at Chris.
2021.
Yeah, Chris. All right. Eric. Looks like he's going to give a big hug. It's 2021.
Who's got the
water?
champagne?
Not me.
I got coffee.
You should have got coffee.
I've got just water and an awesome Bacon on the Rocks glass. So everybody, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Bacon on the Rocks. We're excited you're here. Hopefully you had a good and safe New Year's Eve. And if you're listening to this, I'm assuming you kind of did because you made it home okay. So that's good. So New Year's here, guys. I don't know if I'm excited about it. I'm very hopeful. I think this year I'm going with hopeful.
That is not like last year.
I'm going with hopeful that we can kind of. Well, I don't know. I really don't know what it's going to be. I know everybody is hopeful now. You know, we've got things kind of moving forward with the whole COVID thing, but it's going to take some time to kind of get through its paces and do what it's got to do. Whatever. But 2021. Let's be hopeful. That's all I can say. Hopeful is my word for the year, I think.
Fair.
So,
I'm gonna take a wait and see attitude.
Okay, you're wait and see. Okay. I'm hopeful. Chris is wait and see. And Eric, what's going to be yours?
Sorry, I got a message that was kind of important.
Hey, Eric, welcome to the show.
We're doing what are those things called? Resolutions?
It's okay. We're just, I don't even, is it a resolution? I don't know. I don't know. I guess you can call it that. What did you say? I'm hopeful.
Just thoughts.
Chris is like, see what happens.
It can't be worse, can it?
I know.
Oh, don't say that.
Okay, now you just jinxed it. Yeah, that's horrible. Can't get worse. I think it could. Because now we got the super coronavirus. Just recently, they just said that the first case was found in Colorado of them testing somebody, and it is the one that has been breaking out in Europe.
If I'm not mistaken, is there anything different about
the UK
version? Is there anything different about it other than more highly contagious?
But they say what makes it more highly contagious? I mean, right now we can't even be near each other. I figure that's contagious enough. Feet apart. I mean, that's what I don't understand, which I've got to read more up on.
No.
Is that seriously like what they're saying now, or are you just saying that? Okay, you're being facetious. Okay, that's what I figured, but I just want to make sure because I haven't read anything. I just heard that it is there, and then I just saw an article recently in the past couple days that they're saying it's here. Which honestly, they just said the day before it was in Canada. Now it's here. I mean, I figured it was. Here already.
To be fair, I feel like coronavirus itself had to be here back in like February, January.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, it was, and here we are now. So hopeful, and wait and see. And Eric says it can't get any worse. But before we go any further, I want to thank our sponsor. Let me just get Cookies Q in there. Our Cookies Q and Creamery. My gosh, 2021, you're killing me already. Definitely check them out at cookiesq.com. If you want to order online, go to DoorDash, order up some terrific food. They got some new items on the menu that you may want to check out and try. Cookiesq.com.
Chuck,
check it on out. So,
why do you still have Christmas lights on the logo behind you?
Yeah.
It's
New Year's.
That was last year.
It's New Year's, plus the tree's not down. So I figure I can get away with it one more day. I can get away with it for one more podcast. So, and if you didn't call it out, the people listening wouldn't have known it was there. But yes, there is still, if you check us out on YouTube or Instagram or on Facebook and watch our videos as well, you will see that I still have my TV up there flashing Bacon on the Rocks with Christmas lights and a little bit of smoke.
So yeah, obviously if that wasn't obvious for everyone, we're recording.
Well, I know we're Yep, we're doing it just, it's a little crazy out there. We just want to make sure everybody's safe every which way they go. So hopefully we're going to get back together here pretty soon.
British Invasion.
Because I enjoy our podcast together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. My wife says that to me a lot. So I want to start off this episode because we're going off what you guys were talking about. Because on Christmas Day, a movie came out, and people were very, very excited about it. And I will leave it up to you guys because I'm the only one that hasn't seen it. You both have seen it. I haven't seen it yet, but Wonder Woman 88. What is it?
84.
4. See, this is how much I know of it. 84, 80. Hey, plus 4, add 4. What's 4 years?
It was in the 80s.
But Wonder Woman 84 came out. I was in the 80s. I should have just said 80s. Came out, and it's come out, I feel, mixed review-wise. So I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on it. And I'll interject I won't interject, but I'll kind of add my little 2 cents in wherever I can, which will not be much. So this is going to kind of come up to you too. So if you haven't seen Wonder Woman and you really want to see it and don't want any spoilers, speed ahead a little bit, take a break, go watch it, come back and listen to the rest, and then let us know what you think, especially, leave some comments on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Let us know what you think about it. But Chris, I'm going to lead off with you on it because you know what? You were the first one to write and say that you saw it. So I want to hear your full thoughts on the movie. So go ahead.
Yeah, I got to watch it in the comfort of my living room on HBO Max. I didn't have to go to the theater to watch it. It did get a theatrical release.
Highest grossing
for those keeping track
of the year. Yeah.
In the pandemic, yeah. What was it like 16 over 16 million or something like that?
Something like that.
Which really isn't, I realize we're in a pandemic and everything, but like in a normal box office opening, that's, especially for a woman, or for Wonder Woman, that wouldn't be a very good opening weekend, but in the pandemic, I guess it was excellent, So I enjoyed the movie. Let me first preface by saying I saw the original late. I didn't see it in the theater, and everyone said it was like the most fantastic movie ever and everything. And then I saw it and I enjoyed it, but like I didn't love it like everyone else seemed to, I would say.
Really?
Really.
See, and that's the thing. This is where I'm going to take my 2 cents in. From you guys, I think you both said it was good, you liked it. It wasn't I loved it, you weren't crazy about it.
Yeah.
You said you liked it, but I'm telling you, everybody else I've seen on Facebook has said regret, not good, don't like it. Those are like
I'm sorry, real quick. Did you see the first one?
That's all I saw.
Okay.
Yeah. I've seen parts. I've not seen from beginning to end. It's a movie where I don't know. It's like I start watching it, maybe I'm getting into a little bit, and then someone comes walking in the room and starts whining, saying that they want to watch their show because someone else is watching a show they don't want to watch, and then I always have to change the channel. So welcome.
I know, Donna. What are you doing?
Right? I got to tell her she needs to calm down. So, not to say there hasn't been times where she looks at me, there has been moments where she'll look over at me and be like, really, we're watching this? And so then I have to turn it to something else that's more enjoyable for both of us. So, no, I have not seen the whole thing all the way through. But I got the main gist of the whole entire movie, let's put it that way. I pretty much know what goes on. So, but anyways, Chris, go ahead.
So I enjoyed the movie, but I wasn't like head over heels about the thing. And then I'm also not super knowledgeable on the source material. I'll just throw it out there myself. So we sat down and watched it like as a family. I even watched it with my daughter, which I was a little iffy on, having seen the first one, and like there was nothing terrible in the first one, but like your 7-year-old, I don't know whether I should be watching. We ended up watching it the next day with her because she enjoyed this one so much, and she wanted to see the first one, and my wife wanted to see the first one too. We all liked it in the house, and I didn't like love it, but being able to sit down and watch it in my living room, I think added to it. Like if I went to the theater, I probably would have had maybe a different opinion on it. Like I don't think I would have gone to see it in the theater, to be honest with you. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. I didn't really have too many problems with. I had some problems with, like, the rules of the wishing stone. Like they sort of set up like these rules, and then in the end they changed the rules. So that was like my big problem with it. But like I didn't really get hung up on it. I don't know. And I don't know. I saw a lot of people complaining about the visual effects, which I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again. I think maybe because like I didn't really see a problem with it myself. I don't know. That's I don't know. I thought Pedro Pascal was excellent in it. I didn't even know he was in it until like his name was in the opening credits. I also that's another thing I knew absolutely nothing about this movie going into it. I don't even think I saw a preview for it. So I don't know. I had no expectations too. So I'll throw that out there.
Okay. Fair enough. Eric, what do you think? Anything else, Chris, on that, or is that your pretty much general?
Well, I also liked I felt like in the first one, Wonder Woman didn't really face any real challenges. She was just kind of like her mother didn't want her to be trained as a warrior, and I guess that was like her one challenge. And then like she had like a little bit of difficulty in the Ares battle, but really she was just kind of like kicking ass and taking names like the whole time, which is fine, I guess. But like I like to see the heroes have like a little more adversity, and I liked the opening scene I thought was excellent, except for maybe some of the physics of I don't know, some things that went on there. Like Eric probably knows what I'm talking about. Like the little girl, little Diana, is like jumping through the opening in the thing, and like the way they did it just looked weird to me. But like I didn't get too hung up on it. But I like that they set up like kind of like a moral story in that scene to like come back a little bit later, but they didn't really drive it home, I don't think. Like the easy path, like you can take the easy path or the hard work, I guess, sort of aspect of it. And I enjoyed that, like that was like a teachable moment for my daughter. You know what I mean? You could see something like that.
Okay.
And then she's like Wonder Woman struggled in this movie with, the premise of the movie, for I don't know, Chuck, if you're kind of confused, is like there's like this wishing stone and you can make one wish on it, but the wishing stone takes something from you. And like Wonder Woman kind of like lost a little bit of her powers, because she wanted what's his name, Steve, back.
That's how he came back. Chris Pine came. That was my one question. I'm like, how the heck did Steve? Or did Chris Pine come back? I think it's Chris Pine.
That was a little a little weird too. I thought like he like came back, but he was inhabiting like another guy's body.
Yeah, but and the weird part
is
like
everyone else saw the guy. Like everyone else saw the other guy, but like Wonder Woman saw Chris Pine's character,
and we saw Chris Pine's character, like, except for that very like beginning.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know why they did that. Like, why did he have to inhabit someone else's body? Like, that was kind of weird to me. But like, I didn't get too hung up on it. But like, when you really stop and think about it, that was kind of dumb, I thought. And like, I don't know. I like that whole aspect of it, where like this is the one thing she wanted for like whatever it is since 1918. And then she has to like kind of make the decision where, am I gonna be selfish and get the thing I want, but like other people are suffering for it, or am I gonna give up what I want, what I really want, because it's like the right thing to do? I don't know. It posed like a pretty good moral question for me, like, and like it was her battle with Cheetah, which I thought could have been done better, but it wasn't terrible. I thought, I don't know, it's like it was kind of what I expected it to be, I guess.
That's fair,
I would say. And there's some things that could have been done better. I don't know. I think like a lot of people look to hate on things lately, where it's like the cool thing to do.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just.
I think that's the most. I don't know.
Sometimes just sit down and enjoy a movie. I think it's like, I don't know.
So Chris's rating is an I don't know. So Eric, what do you think about it?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
It was entertaining. It was
okay.
I the same way I watch it on HBO Max. Got in on that deal for 6 months for a discounted price. Yeah, I mean, Chris pretty much nailed it on the head. It was fun. It wasn't anything amazing, but it was something new. That's all I really asked for, was something fun and new, and nailed that on the head. So the one thing, you said that you didn't realize Pedro Pascal was in it. I did know he was in it. However, I feel like they set it up in all the marketing prior that you felt like Kristen Wiig's character, Cheetah or whatever, was. I also am not huge on the source material of this. I'm not really a DC fan outside of Batman. And for that reason, I feel like most of DC's like major characters are harder to relate to because they're not really human. They're all alien or super powered from or gods, like. So that's besides Batman. So that's right. I mean, that's why I feel like it's harder to relate to Wonder Woman or Superman or any of the Green Lantern, any of those characters. But it was fun. So yeah, they set it up so that Kristen Wiig's character seemed like she was going to be the main bad guy in all the like the marketing material, but then I feel like she was hardly in it. By the time she fully
I would agree with that.
Developed the whole cheetah look, it was one battle.
Yeah. That's another thing is, I mean, I guess Pedro Pascal is supposed to be the villain, his character, but like he's not like a villain in the sense that like your normal like say Lex Luthor or whoever wants to take over the world type of thing. Like you get the sense that he's like a good guy, but he just sort of lost his way. Like that's the way I would.
I mean, he was still enveloped with absolute power. Like that's what he wanted at the end.
Sure. But I also, through like the flashback type of thing, you sort of empathize with him, where like he kind of grew up like poor and people make fun of him or whatever, and so you kind of at least get where he's coming from. I don't know. It was interesting the way they did he like turns into the wishing stone. As an interesting choice, it's sort of like, I wish for 1,000 wishes.
Exactly. No, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I feel like that's one thing they did good is like you whenever you watch one of these movies, you're like, well, if I had it, I would do this. But he actually did the thing that's like, oh, that was a smart wish. That was a brilliant thing for him to do.
Right. He also did it like in sort of a roundabout way that made it interesting narratively, I thought, because then he didn't technically have more wishes. He just had to find a way to make other people give them their wish. Like he kind of had to be like a salesman and talk him into, don't you think like don't you want me to have these things? Don't you wish for it? And like, I thought that was interesting. I know a lot of people thought it was kind of dumb, but like I thought, it was interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
To me, and but the one problem I had with it was like everyone's wishing for all these like sort of selfish things. Like, isn't there one person that like wishes for world peace or something like that?
Are you saying by the end when he had all everyone's wish?
Yeah.
I mean, there had to. Everything has to get. There has to be so many contradictory wishes by the end of that, though. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It sort of didn't paint a like it started to, I guess. Like everyone, obviously, if you're going to wish for something, it's a selfish thing.
Yeah.
Usually, right? But you know, so it doesn't paint humanity in the best light. But then in the end,
That-
everyone sort of renounces their wish.
Then Wonder Woman tells everyone to think about it. Was that the best wish? Be better.
Right. Think about it.
Yeah. Okay, that was the one thing.
What did you think of
I
her
thought
performance?
her performance was good except for that one part. Like I feel like that it was supposed to be like this meaningful speech, and it just felt a little disconnected from everything else. Like it just felt like it felt scripted. It felt like she was just reading lines and not like speaking from the heart. Other than that, I think Gal did a great job. I think
Right. Yeah.
Pedro did great in his role. I'm going with first names. I'm friends with all of them.
Right.
Kristen's character was fun.
Kristen.
Why have we not put them on the show then?
It was a superhero movie. It was fun.
Right. Mm-hmm. It was different though. I thought like it wasn't your standard type of superhero movie, and maybe that's what everyone doesn't like.
So that was kind of the weird part for me, is you didn't really see her in costume or an outfit until like over an hour in.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she's wearing a completely different outfit.
Yeah.
I felt like there was. Yeah, she didn't come off as Wonder Woman enough because she wasn't wearing that iconic outfit, except for that one scene
in the mall.
So after the mall, so it opens with the mall thing, and then it's that one scene where the car chase.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
I enjoyed that scene.
That was actually probably my favorite part.
But. Yeah. 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 I thought like I knew obviously Kristen Wiig was going to be in the movie too, and like I thought it was kind of like a weird casting choice, and I thought I was going to get hung up on her being like I don't see her being a super villain type of situation. But like I thought she did a great job.
Obviously, she's usually typecast into these comedic roles, like she was in Ghostbusters and stuff like. And I feel like there wasn't really a part where she was comedy, like it. Excuse me. But she did great. I feel like she wasn't used enough in it too, though. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I agree. It weirdly too, because the movie was 2.5 hours.
I didn't realize that
would be another one of my. I didn't think it needed to be that long. I saw it on the runtime when I was like about to click.
I mean
on it.
that seems like typical fare right now for these superhero movies between DC and Marvel, but
for sure,
it's a bit much sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, let me ask you guys. So, okay, we kind of got your general feel for the movie. Now, what do you guys feel about the whole, like, because HBO just announced that they're gonna release like 4 more DC movies.
Their whole
on HBO Max.
Their whole 2021
in the coming future
lineup that was scheduled for theatrical release that will be simultaneously released on HBO. There's
Except
Dune,
except for Dune, right? Isn't Dune?
No, Dune's on HBO Max.
I thought they went back on it though. I thought they decided they announced that it was going to be on HBO Max.
I don't know.
I thought like somebody, which I was super disappointed in, because like I'm kind of hyped to see that movie, and like in the current situation, I don't really want to go to the theater, so I would definitely watch it on HBO Max.
A couple days ago, apparently, take legal action. Film goes straight to streaming. I mean, I don't know.
I was disappointed by that big time. I think, I mean, this has been, theaters have been in trouble for, I mean, obviously with the pandemic, but even before that, I think like the theater model was kind of like in trouble with the now, you know, everyone's
and I get it, like they want it to be seen in its most pure form with this gigantic screen with the perfect sound system or whatever, and they can't control that when it comes to people viewing in their house. Like they have what they have, but I mean, especially in the time that we have right now, like there has to be certain things like.
But let me ask you this. I mean, so before the pandemic, I mean, how many times did you actually go to the theater to watch a movie? I mean, me personally, I did not go a lot unless it was something for my kids. Like if it was something personally for me to watch, I just waited until it came out on DVD or something like that. Unless it's something that, like right now, if the pandemic wasn't going on and Top Gun was coming out, I feel I probably would have gone and watched that in the movie theater because, excuse me, because of just the sound. Like that's more what I go to the experience for. I'm never blown away by the screen and like what it looks like on the screen. I'm blown away by like having the surround sound and just the booming, things like, because that's the kind of movies I go and see. Things like that. Like that's what I'm really looking forward to. Well, I mean, I'm not going to the theater to sit there and watch like a love story and be like, I mean, that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like I'm going there for that surround sound experience.
You're going for your summer blockbusters that are meant to be viewed that way. I agree completely.
Yes.
So for a while, I didn't go to the theaters. Let me back up for a second. I used to have a friend that worked in theaters. I had a few friends that worked for theaters, so I used to go for free all the time way back in the day. It was awesome. Gosh, it was awesome.
How dare you?
But once I actually had to start paying for it, there was a while where it had to be like probably over a year where I didn't go at all to anything. It was probably a couple of years. Mm-hmm. And then a group of friends from work, we would get together more recently and go see like all the new Marvel stuff, and we saw Sonic the Hedgehog and like Detective Pikachu, like stuff like that. Like the I don't know. Mm-hmm. It became something to just do, but before having a certain group of friends that were into that, I would never do it by myself. Like,
okay,
I've been by myself.
That's fair.
I mean,
what did you go see?
Did I ever tell you guys that story? I've been to the movies multiple times. I've been like a lot by myself because, like, first of all, like, let me just say, growing up, going to the movies was my favorite thing to do. I would like whatever like movie came out, I would want to see it like the day it came out, like the matinee show too. I wouldn't want to wait until night. I would go during the day and see it. So if someone wanted to go with me, that's cool. But if I didn't have someone to go with, especially once I was of driving age, I would just go by myself because like half the time you're not even really talking to anybody in the theater. Like I wouldn't. Like some people do. Some people are just like blah blah blah. What you think of that? And like, but like I would just sit there and watch the movie.
Yeah,
I hate those people too. So one time, when I was working the night shift, I would go to like the 1 o'clock movie or something like that. I'd be at work at 3:30. So if there was like a 12:30 or a 1 o'clock show, I would go to that before work, and then I would go to work. So when The Negotiator came out with Kevin Spacey and who was it, Sam Jackson in that movie, I think.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's who. I mean, it was a pretty average movie, but like it was like, all right, I'll go see this. It's the new movie out. Go see it. And it wasn't. This was like later in its run. So I walk into the Riverside Mall Theater, and you walk up. It's like kind of like that long walk to the counter, and I walk up, and I was late for like the movie started at like, let's say, I don't know, 12:45, and I was there at like 12:55 or something. And so I walk up, and the guy's like, "What can I help you with?" And I'm like, "Could I get one for The Negotiator?" And so the guy doesn't even say anything to me. He just turns around, picks up the phone, and he's like, "Yeah, you got to start up The Negotiator. Yeah, there's one guy here. He wants to see it." So I was never embarrassed to go to the movies
until they had to start the movie
until that day.
Yeah,
and I was just like. And then ironically enough, like 20 minutes later, somebody walked into the theater. So I don't know how, like if they had just bounced in from another theater, You know, like people would do that. You know, go see like another movie and then like
before the days
pop
of
into the
assigned
other.
seating.
Well, actually, that was a pretty early show, so they probably weren't doing that. Exactly. So anyway, but in this day and age, like I just don't want to go to the theater anymore. Like, I don't know. Like when you're watching movies like in the 90s and like the early 2000s before cell phones got real popular, like I thought that was like a great time. Go to the movies, watch it on the big screen. It's got great sound. But now I have like a giant TV. Yeah. I have good speakers, and I don't have to deal with some other idiot in the theater who's like talking too loud or chewing too loud or crinkling their
have to get
candy.
Go to the bathroom.
Especially,
right.
Have bags of popcorn.
Like,
yep.
I don't know. I used to love to go to the drive-in because like people don't really bother you at the drive-in, you know, like they can't. But
I mean, I feel like the drive-in was also more. And then they got rid of
the drive-in.
It wasn't so much the movie experience; it was the going out and just happened to be a movie on experience. I feel like my memories of the drive-in were like playing frisbee before the movie started and stuff like that. I don't know, right. But I'm by all means I miss the drive-in. But then you had,
I feel like drive-ins should make a comeback, like in this day and age. Like I don't want to go to a theater, but I would go to a drive-in theater right
around
now,
the area.
You know?
Yeah, yep.
Or maybe, right?
Yeah, well,
but they're usually showing.
There was nothing new coming out,
like. Right.
But now I don't want that. We live in an area where drive-ins are only suitable for 4 months out of the year.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say right now you don't want to go to a drive-in. Anyway.
So I want to kind of get back to them releasing these movies. Like, do you think people are justified in being annoyed that they're like releasing, or do you think it's like
people are justified in being annoyed?
I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I don't know if we really. Well, people are well. I mean, anybody's justified. You know, it's like at this point to hear. But do you think like, it's really that big of a deal?
That they're skipping the theater?
That they're like, well, I don't see the big.
I feel like you're.
And that's what I was going to ask because I didn't read the whole thing.
I mean, there might be a couple that are cinephiles that like I need to see this in theaters, but it'll still be released in theaters. If the people that are annoyed are the people that are releasing the movie exactly because they're not getting their box office and then not being able to set records and not being able to do all these other things. But we're living in a pandemic right now. Like stuff needs to be a little different. Like
I feel like that model's going away. I think.
Do you think? I mean, so they announced that this whole HBO Max thing was in concession to the fact that there's a pandemic going on. Do you think they will see the numbers that they want, that stuff like this will continue through after next year?
I mean, it's kind of hard to think about how they're going to make their money back, you know, with all the money they're spending on, say, like a Wonder Woman, you know? I mean, unless they're going to do what Disney did with Mulan, where, you know, they charge you,
I think it was
$20 or whatever it was, 30. What was it?
Which, by all means, makes it's still cheaper than bringing a family to the movies. That's the thing that bothered me.
Right.
There's so many people that complained. I'm not paying $30. Well, if you're an individual, sure, you have. That's not what you're. But the families that are bringing their kids and stuff, like you're paying $50 easy. That's just to see the movie. Then you're buying popcorn and soda and candy.
Right.
But that's all, and there's the reason I won't go to the theater, because it is, I mean, unless like the kids want that to be like part of their birthday or something like that, that's like the only time we've ever taken them to the
Chuck
theater.
Chuck still wants to go by himself.
It's so ridiculously expensive just to go see a movie now. I don't know. I won't go by myself. Are you kidding me? I don't go to the theater ever. That's a Chris thing. But no, I think the $30. I don't think it was the best thing. Like, because you saw right here that Wonder Woman did better because Mulan came out too during the pandemic, and Wonder Woman did better than Mulan. And that's probably because they didn't have that $30 price tag.
You're saying it did better than it in theaters?
And that's why the numbers are much better.
Did better than it in what?
No, I thought you said that the online version did better, or were you saying in theaters it did 16 million?
Mulan didn't get it.
And Mulan didn't go to theaters.
Oh, that was theater. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, yes, it didn't. Yep.
I don't know. I don't even know. Did Disney release what they made off the Mulan, the $30 thing?
We did. We talked about it in a past podcast. I don't remember the amount.
Seeing an amount,
but they did say,
we talked about like that they thought it was a successful thing. I think.
Yes, they thought it was. Yeah.
I don't think they really released what they made off of it.
Okay.
I could be wrong,
but
I don't know.
They said that they were happy. I mean, I remember something that they felt that they were happy about how the outcome of it, and that they were looking to do it again. But I think that they do better if it was at $30. There's no way. I mean, it has to be a movie I really want to see. Which there's nothing.
So again, it's the same thing. Like, would you have gone to see it in theaters? Would you have brought the family to see it in theaters? Like, exactly. It's the same threshold.
Right.
I mean, if it was me and you guys going, yeah, sure, I'll pay. If we were going to go see something I really wanted to see, I mean, I'm willing to do that. But to take the whole family to go to watch one movie, it's like, no, I'm not. Unless it's like, again, their birthday and that's something the kids really want to see together, then, it's like a once a year type thing maybe we would do. There's never anything really that we're dying to see in the theaters. So, but that's me being me.
Scrooge McChuck.
That's right.
So I mean, for me, it was never the price was never. Obviously, I go by myself. I don't have a family to pay for to bring to it. But like, the price threshold was never the problem. Like, I just don't like going out to theaters because I always go to like the latest show possible, and then when I come out, I'm like, I just want to fall asleep.
Yeah. Exactly.
It'd rarely be a time where it wasn't after 11 o'clock by the time I come out of the theater. Because that's when I want to watch movies. I want to watch it at night, right before I go to bed. I feel like that's when I always sit down to actually watch a movie. I don't watch movies during the day except for on Christmas Day when I watch Soul. Did anybody watch Soul?
I was just we just watched it tonight. I was gonna get into that.
I've been trying to get my family to watch it, but they haven't sat down and watched it yet.
Is this an appropriate segue for you, Chuck? Are we ready to get into it right now?
No, it's fine. Yeah, I can get on this one.
We've done a lot more talking than you. You go ahead and start this one.
Like people really want to listen to me. Just watched it tonight. And going into it before I actually watched it, I was like, I can, if the kids want to watch it, great. If not, I wasn't like looking forward to it. Much better than I thought it was going to be. Very happy with it. I would watch it again. Had some very good moments. The thing that surprised me is I think if I read it correctly, is
Tina Fey's.
But it didn't sound like her. Tina Fey's in the movie.
What? She's the main one.
She's one of the little souls.
What do you mean?
No. The main one is the guy in the movie.
Well, yeah.
That's not Tina Fey. She's the main little soul that he's like, okay, let's get it. Let me, again.
Spoilers
for
Soul.
It yet. Just a warning. Spoiler warning again. Here we go, Soul. So the main character is Jazz.
But I said the main soul.
That's not what he's saying.
He was a character. She was only a soul.
The main soul. Okay.
A pre-soul or whatever it was.
Well, he was technically a soul though too. That's where. But yeah, she hadn't been in essence been born yet. Been given a.
Right.
She hasn't been to Earth yet. Let's put it that way. I guess is the easiest way to say it. So what happens is the teacher is, he's a lover of jazz and he's a piano player and he has been just doing just like a struggling musician in essence. And so he's been like teaching just like a kid's band, in school or something like that. And not really what he wants to do. He's not as motivated as he was. He really wants to be out there, in the clubs playing the piano with a bunch of people playing jazz. And he finally, again, spoiler, he gets an opportunity. And unfortunately, as he gets his opportunity, he doesn't pay attention and he falls to his doom. To put it nicely, I guess, the best way you could. And so the whole premise behind it is him trying and fighting to get back into his human body, so he can be at the jazz club that night for his first time ever playing with like a really decent jazz group. And along the way, he runs into trying to figure out his way to get back there. He has to mentor or inspire a soul that has not come to Earth yet. And that's where Tina Fey comes in. And again, it did not sound like her. I really had to like think about it like being her for me to know that it was her voice. Yeah. It didn't hit me like, it didn't hit me quick. Like, that's Tina Fey. For a while, I was sitting there saying, well, where's she come in? Where's she come in? And
really?
I didn't realize
they even made a little meta. They even made a little meta joke. Where
so
Jamie Foxx's character asked, "Why do you sound like a middle-aged white woman?" It's like, why do you sound like a middle-aged white woman? She's like, I can be any voice I want. I choose this one because it annoys people.
I know the part you're talking about now, but I didn't catch his first part of that. I just know her changing the voices after that. So okay, I missed that. That's but overall, I would say, I don't want to spoil the whole movie. I'll let you kind of watch it if you really want to. I won't let you know what happens at the end. But definitely enjoyed it, and I may just even watch it again just to kind of, review it one more time just to enjoy it. Because again, when I'm watching it, and this is probably what I miss, is like Xavier's, someone's always yelling, someone's always doing something to someone else, and you can never really sit there and just pay attention. Or someone isn't paying attention because they're talking during the movie, kids, and so then I've got to explain what's going on because now people are yelling, Donna, saying, what's going on? I don't understand. The kids are talking, so I'm re-explaining the movie. Well, here's what's going on now. This is why this and so then I miss like parts of it that I got to try and. Exactly. Yeah, but then I can still kind of usually put it together.
So it's just like going to the theater.
So yeah, you don't want to come to my house to watch a movie. At least when my kids are involved. Donna's okay. She'll be quiet or just go to sleep or play on the phone if she's not interested and doesn't care. But yeah, it's a good movie. I definitely, Chris, if you can get Kristen and Summer there, they'll enjoy it, I think. So it's a good movie.
Yeah, I know that we watched the preview for it, and it was
enjoyable.
It looks really good.
It was fun. It was fun.
What did you think of it, Eric?
I didn't really know anything about it going in. I just knew that it went straight to Disney Plus, and I'm like, all right, again, a new movie. I'll check it out.
Yeah. Yep.
I was kind of surprised how much it deals with like afterlife, kind of.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I got that from the preview.
Yeah, it's like imposing like I don't know. I feel like I'm surprised there hasn't been more like religious activists coming out and saying that this is a terrible movie because it's not what we believe in type of stuff, right? Like, yeah, like
give it time.
It's not how it's supposed to happen.
I mean,
yeah.
Give it time. It's the holidays,
because not necessarily reincarnation, but it's like this whole incarnation aspect. Like souls choose one. They're like, "Hey, I'm ready to go live a life." I don't know. It's weird. I mean, it was fun. It was absolutely. The characters were all great. It was another Pixar film.
Yeah, and that was what I was going to add is I knew it was a Pixar movie, and I'm usually a little more excited where, again, it was a good movie. I liked it, but I feel not as exciting. I feel Pixar's kind of like it hit its peak and it's kind of leveling out or come down a little bit and is leveling out. It's not getting as much. And again, yes, it's a pandemic. They haven't been able to promote it and do everything that they usually do. But just overall movie-wise, as if you compare it to like Toy Story or The Incredibles or Cars, or one of those really classic
Cars,
ones that they
even
came up
Cars,
with.
I feel like by
the
time Cars 3 came out, they were just cashing in on even Cars 2. Like I just felt like they were cashing in on the product.
Yes. 3, I agree. 2, I enjoyed. 2 definitely. 3, I felt okay.
Did you?
It's the same story in essence.
Did you watch Onward?
2, I think was fine. Yes, I did. Yep. And that's it.
Okay.
I watched it once. So, and if I like a movie, I'll watch it 4, 5, 6 times in a row if I really like it. Even if it's a Disney Pixar, if I like a movie, I don't mind watching it over and over again. And that one I only watched one time. And that's kind of how I rate it. So it was good. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. I liked it. It had its funny moments. Get a little laugh here or there.
Do you think
just
that,
like in
do you think Pixar's
Soul, same thing.
Losing something, or do you think we're just our expectations might be too high? Like maybe they're hitting all the stuff they hit back then. It's just it hasn't evolved or become newer to us.
I don't know if it's.
I
don't know if it's a lot about.
I don't know.
I think it's more just
if these movies, if Soul, if Onward,
if
Soul, you said you liked. But if these movies came out back when Cars came out, back when Toy Story 2 came out, like would you?
I wouldn't be jumping.
Hold them in a higher regard.
It could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough question because it's like I've changed movies because it's like I'm very much. Don't get me wrong. I was always a Disney guy. Like I know a lot of Disney. That's what I was like brought up on, raised on. That's what I kept kind of watching as I grew up. But now that I'm like older, it's like I think if at all to attract the adults more. Now that I think about it further as I'm talking about this, is they're not injecting as much as like in Toy Story and in Cars and Incredibles. They kind of inject not like. I'm going to kind of say it wrong, but like adult humor, but something that adults get that goes over a kid's head. But then an adult will be like, it's like I kind of get what they're talking about, but they don't say it like directly, so it goes over like the kid's head. Where when you watch the movie later on, as you get older, then the kids are like,
no,
I know what they're talking about now. But Pixar had a way of kind of injecting that and making it where it was adults would get a good little chuckle out of it and like keep them, locked on and keep them watching the movie, where I think they've kind of gone away from that, is what I feel at least. I don't see that as much anymore or hear it.
I mean, I'm struggling to come up with an example.
That's what I feel, at least being older.
Well, isn't
like in Soul? I didn't see anything on that.
Well, I didn't see the movie, but isn't what Eric said about the middle-aged?
It's like that meta.
Isn't that along those lines? I mean.
Well, there's that, but they did something. They did something more than that. That'd just be like, God, I can't think of a good example from one of them. I don't know. Let me think about it. If I can come up with an example, I'll think about it. But I know that it's not as they don't do it as much as they used to, where they could really kind of inject those little more adult, it's like haha type, adult comedy, but that would go over a kid's head, but that's still in essence like clean for a G to PG movie,
yeah,
it's killing me. I can't.
Well, it's usually not like it's not like a dirty thing. It's like a
or
sophisticated thing,
or naming your character Woody.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but even like sometimes they'll even like put scenes from like other movies. Like a certain thing that happened in like a classic movie when you were younger. Is inserted into a movie,
Mission Impossible type of
something like that,
drop down with the wire type of thing, like something you can relate to from other media that you've seen, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that, but there's also the little jokes they do. So, I mean, I would say if at all, that's the only thing that I felt it's lacking. Especially she did the one thing, but I didn't really find anything else. But again, I'm focusing and like retelling a movie as I'm watching it. So my world of like paying attention and focusing totally on it is different than it used to. So that makes it tougher. But I would definitely recommend. I mean, if you got nothing else going on, kids, are annoying you, or you just want something quiet to watch, that's definitely a good movie. It's entertaining. It was fun. So definitely recommend Soul.
It was fun.
From Disney Plus. And yeah.
Shout out to Disney Plus.
So one last thing I did want to talk about is, and I was excited to hear that this changed, is Cobra Kai is now coming out today.
Oh yeah.
It's out right now, actually. I believe. It's out right now.
Today, huh?
Yeah. So yeah. By the time
Go watch it.
We'll finish listening and then we'll watch.
if you haven't watched Cobra Kai,
Sure.
finish listening.
Sure.
And if you haven't, we have already a Cobra Kai. So if you need to catch up and you don't want to watch all the movies, you can definitely listen to our podcast on Cobra Kai. It's one of our highest podcasts that people have listened to. It's actually, people really seem to enjoy it. So you can check it out, listen to it instead of having to watch all of them. But at the same time, I really recommend you watch all of them because it is a fantastic show. And I'm excited that it's out right now. And I know I will be I'm just so excited to be watching it to catch up on everything to see where everything leads to. So
don't call me today.
What's that?
Don't call me today.
Why?
Because I'm watching Cobra Kai.
So everybody stay off the phone. Leave Chris alone.
Yeah.
He's not answering.
I've already been planting the seeds with my daughter. I'm like, New Year's Day, we should just sit around and watch Cobra Kai all day.
Yes.
Now, are they releasing the whole thing?
Model.
That's Netflix's model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's what I
we'll be
figured.
watching the whole darn
So, there. So you.
thing. Yeah. I mean,
New Year's Day binge.
It's on a Friday, so I can
Oh,
get the
yeah.
whole weekend in there. What are they? 10 episodes?
Just watch it at 2 times.
And I want to say
I think so. Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to say the Karate Kid movie.
Somewhere
The other
around
two
there.
seasons
on
have
Amazon
been, so.
Prime right now too. I might rewatch those.
Yeah. I think Karate Kid
Karate Kid
4, I think, is on
That's the one
Netflix.
with what's her name, right? Hilary
Okay.
Swank.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can forget that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, she was pretty.
Isn't it the next Karate Kid? Wasn't
The
that?
next Karate
Like,
Kid.
don't get me wrong, I liked
Yeah.
it, but it has
That's
nothing
right.
to do with
Okay.
the story, really.
Other than Miyagi's in it.
Yeah. It's the-
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about Daniel a little bit in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'd
it's
be
in the universe.
It would be interesting if Hilary Swank
in the
played
Karate Kid
for a role in
universe.
this.
I think so. 100%.
Yeah.
Another one of Mr. Miyagi's students,
At Miyagi-Do.
Miyagi-Do.
That's the weirdest thing. I'm sorry. That like out of anything in that whole entire series, that just I guess bugged me a little bit. Like Miyagi-Do, really? It's like,
Well, I mean, that's how they name like the karate styles, and I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It just sounds. I don't know. It just sounds weird, but
Wouldn't it be translated the way of Miyagi? If you translated it to
is it?
English,
I
think so.
Sure. Is that what it is? Okay.
I took 3 semesters of Japanese in college, so I don't know. I'm not super fluent, but that's my that's my understanding, if I remember correctly.
Okay. So what are you thinking? What are you hoping, or what do you think's going to be happening in this season coming out here, or that is out now? I know. I got to keep reminding myself.
Well, if you go by the trailer, have you guys seen the trailer?
Yes. No?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Apparently, I mean, we knew this beforehand. He's going to go to Okinawa, and then they showed Chosen and Kamiko, his love interest, which is kind of interesting. I'll be interested to see what they do with that relationship, because obviously Daniel's married now, so it's not like he can rekindle that. But or Kenny, maybe
causing real problems.
Maybe she and Chosan got married. Who knows?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting, right? No.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I would like to see Allie Mills return, which would be Elizabeth Shue's character. But like, obviously, she wasn't in the trailer. But like, I don't know if that's something they would put in the trailer. It might be something like the surprise reveal type of thing they're gonna do. So that'd be that's like my biggest wish list, I would say.
Yeah, but they had that last scene.
They did.
Did she call or did she
accepted the friend
like
request?
his request on Facebook?
She accepted his friend request.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep, there was that friend request, and she accepted it. So, you know, it's. I mean, will she be in the season? Who knows? I mean, I agree. I would like to see her back. I think, especially with what's going on, and with I think when they were looking on her Facebook page, or when he was talking to Daniel about where she was and what she was doing with her life, she was like,
she's like
a
pediatric
rehabilitator. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
She's
and
like
with
a
the back
pediatric,
injury,
like a spinal surgeon or something like that.
exactly.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
And so
I mean,
with what just happened,
yeah. I mean, they wouldn't do.
So-
I feel like they wouldn't. Why would they do that shot at the end if they weren't going to do something with it? You know.
yeah,
Like-
I agree.
If it's in the show, I mean, you can't just be like, "Oh, they're friends on Facebook," and then that's the end of it. You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
Like,
Tricked you.
yeah. But you know, I'm gonna temper my expectations. I think, hopefully,
Yeah. Until she appears.
yeah.
Yep. But I mean, with the whole situation, everything going on, it's a very strong possibility that even if she shows up towards the end of the season, where it's like maybe they start talking first. Oh, you know what? This happened to my student. If you ever got time to maybe take a look at it, you know, it could kind of build. Where at
Right.
the end of the season, then you can tease her into the season after that,
Yeah.
because we already know that they're signed for another season. So, you know, who knows? Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll rush and get her in on this one. Maybe they didn't, but
Remind me, where
I
did
can't
we
wait, and I
exactly
can't
leave
believe
off,
it's here
though?
already.
Were they teaming up and
was
going
the
against Cobra Kai? Like,
No.
no, that's in the. You must have seen the
Maybe I
promo then,
saw
because that's in the promo.
trailer a while
Yeah.
That's in the new trailer.
Yeah, it's hinted
Because-
at in the trailer.
Because he hands over Cobra Kai
I
to
don't want to say he hands it over.
I don't know
wanna
if
say
he
it
hands
was
it
taken
over.
old
back
Sensei.
by,
Well,
Yeah.
it was taken, but he pretty much like walked away and said, "Fine, you can have Cobra Kai." You know, it wasn't. It was, but it wasn't. Yeah.
Right.
And then him throwing a beer bottle at the car, which kind
Dude,
of
just
upset me a
repaint the
little
car.
bit.
You got to keep that car.
Yeah. That's very easy to do, and that's where my mind was. I'm like, don't ruin the car. It's not the
Don't ruin
car's
the
fault.
car, yeah. He
Take
threw
care
the
of that
keys
thing.
too, right? Didn't he throw the keys into the beach?
I think he did. Yeah. No, he threw the phone.
Right.
He threw the phone, not the
he
keys.
definitely threw
he might
the
have left the
phone.
keys in it. Maybe he threw the
Yeah.
keys in it or something,
Maybe.
but I don't
Yeah.
think
Maybe
he.
you're right. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm on. Oh, I'm on right now with this. Oh, I'm doing good. Remembering things. Woo. It never happens. I'm trying to think what else did happen though. I'm trying to think of the trailer. What else did they show in the trailer? They showed him going back and talking with Miguel, I think it is, and like him.
He's like training him basically.
Just tell him get up and walk. You're fine.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're right, I can do it." And then he like falls to the ground. So,
They show them
But
sort
yeah,
of teaming up. Robbie, I think, is in some sort of juvenile detention type of situation.
that's just where I was gonna go. Yep.
Yeah.
So first he runs away. It looks like they catch him though, and then he is
Yeah.
in some juvenile detention type thing.
It sort of looked like he was like hiding out or something. That's the impression I got from like one of the shots. Like he was on the lamb, I guess you would say.
Exactly.
Is that the word? Is that the expression?
Yes.
monkey wrench in that.
And
So-
the monkey and the wrench.
Firing on all
Yippee-ki-yay.
cylinders. But I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? What they didn't show was much of anything with Daniel's daughter, which I know she didn't get into it. She was just there like fighting.
They show them
in the
training.
Yeah, and then Daniel and what's the other guy's name? I can't remember it. Johnny, thank you. Daniel and Johnny get together and say we've got to like take him down, and they're going to like you said. Then they like got to go and retrain. You know, just like any sports movie or anything like that, where you got to like
gotta
take
have a
yourself to the next
montage.
level. You got to go back to where everything started, and
Yeah. Montage.
yeah,
Right?
we need a montage.
Every good 80s movie had a montage.
And that will be great when I hope that they do that and stay true to it, because that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, they don't actually show. It's not 100%. I don't think that Johnny's going to Okinawa, but like that's the speculation that they're gonna go there and train. Like, who knows? You know? It'd be interesting to see how they work that in. Like you said, it's probably some sort of training thing. Like like because like why else would you go? Get back to your roots type of thing, or Mr. Miyagi's roots.
Yeah, and I didn't know about the Okinawa thing itself. I thought they were just still in California. But, now that I think about it further, and you're saying that you see Daniel's old love interest, I mean, right, because I sit there and think, well, okay, he's leaving to go to Okinawa to train to whatever to take down Cobra Kai. It's like, don't you have a dealership to run and take care of and do things? It's like,
that's what he's wife's for.
But that's what I'm getting at, is that his wife is already mad at him and pissed that he's doing what he's doing.
She said no more karate.
Exactly, she said that, and now he's going to Okinawa to do that. So this causes a rift in their marriage, and now the old love interest comes back, and you see where I'm leading? Yeah.
Daniel gets a hall pass. I think that's what you're trying to say.
I'm not saying he's getting that at all.
Hall pass, His midlife crisis type of situation,
Yeah. Go buy a car. Oh, wait, he has a dealership. He can get whatever car he wants.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. So I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely his relationship with his wife is definitely strained at the end of that season, season 2. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. They do show the shot of her slapping John Kreese in the dojo, which that'll be interesting. See where they go, where they go with that.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this season. I really am. I really can't wait.
It's a great series.
I think the series is fantastic.
Yeah, they've done a great job of bringing it back from where it was and applying the movies.
There are so many times where they come out with a sequel to a movie that was like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and it's just like, why did they do that? But they're nailing it.
Yep.
Well, the people that brought you Hot Tub Time Machine aren't gonna falter. Well, I think we can all agree on that.
Wasn't there a Hot Tub Time Machine too?
It's underrated.
Yeah,
I'm not sure they did.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about hot.
I'm gonna have to look at. I'm gonna have to look at the credits on that one. I blame John Cusack.
Yep. So again, if you don't know, it's out right now on Netflix. Be sure to check out Cobra Kai. Anything else you guys want to add on to that? I think we I don't remember the promo totally, but those I think were definitely the main highlights that we saw on it.
Yeah. You know what I wanted to do? Shout out to Kyler. Remember Kyler from season 1? And we're all kind of like, where did he go? He just kind of disappeared. He is in the trailer for season 3, and it looks like he's possibly joining Cobra Kai. So I'm interested to see where they go with that, because I liked that character. I thought he was like the perfect like kind of high school jerk kind of character,
Kyler.
Tyler. He was dating
Kyler. Tyler. He was
K.
Kyler, not Tyler.
Replace your T with
not
a
a T.
Yeah.
K. Yeah.
Kyler.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a horrible name.
That was.
I'm sorry if you have that name.
I think that was the point, though, right? I think that was kind of the point.
Yeah, probably.
He was the Daniel's daughter's boyfriend.
He was the first boyfriend.
First boyfriend, yeah.
Yes. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Yep.
So they show the shot of Hawk like in the front of the class, and then he turns around and Kyler's like standing there in street clothes. So something's going on there.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, oh man.
Shout out to
it's
Kyler.
Gonna be hashtag Kyler. Kyler rules.
Kyler returns.
Kyler's back. So, well, there you go, everybody. Again, please be sure to check out our sponsor, Cookies Q and Creamery, cookiesq.com. You can get their food on DoorDash. Check out the new menu. Definitely enjoy their full menu. And also, they have ice cream still, so be sure to check that out. And also, make sure you check out our store at shop.bacononthedot.rocks. Eric? Yep, he's nodding. Okay, good. Got that one in. But thank you very much for listening. We hope you have a great new year and a very hopeful new year, or a very, we'll see what happens new year, or can't get any worse type new year. So with that being said, I'd like to thank Eric and Chris for being here tonight. Guys, thank you. And we will see all of you guys for another episode of Bacon on the Rocks.